Hello. Today is Tuesday and it's about, well, it says 5:25, so I guess it's 5:25. I was out getting my two little unhot jalapenos, and it's pretty warm outside. So I came in the door and I thought, what is that scratching sound? I couldn't figure it out. There's something just a scratching and a scratching. And so the closer I got to my den and back porch where the little freezer is, my small freezer, I looked in there into my freezer and it was this damn little turkey. It was saying, let me out of that freezer. I've been in there for 3 months. So I said, okay, you don't know what you're going to get yourself into, because if you're not in the freezer, then you know where you're going, to the sauna. So today we're going to do what we need to do. I may try something different. Y'all like new things, and I like new things, and Mom and I've got to eat, so we're going to see what we're going to do. Then I'll let you know. I'm going to unwrap this, wash it, and then we'll decide. Okay, I got Mr. Tom. I said Mr. Tom, giving a bath. I don't want to get too intimate since I'm going to have to cook him. So we're going to call him Mr. Tom. So what I'm going to do is take my old knife sharpener and sharpen my knife, because we need it sharp. I use this old sharpener. I've got other sharpeners, and I always go back to this old 1950 one or something. I don't know when it was. Get it sharp. These are my old Harbor Freight towels. I love them. I love my old Harbor Freight towels. Wash that knife off and get it clean. I'll be right back. Okay, I got one of my plastic party trays and put the turkey on because I didn't really have anything that was that had a well in it, so that when I cut on this thing, then it wouldn't go everywhere. So I'm just going to go around that leg. One of the cats I had to let in because it's so hot out there. I said, well, okay, I'll let you in. Little boy, look at a cat. I know. I'm just going to take these two legs off right now so that I don't have to do the whole turkey. Because if you buy turkey, you know, it's not cheap at all. So now we got the two legs off. And I'll get these off and I'll be right back. I'm going to get that feather. Not feather. I'm going to get that wing off there. I always found that when I was cutting up a chicken or something, it was easier for me to envision to be off kilter just a little bit, and then you can figure out how to do it. I don't think I'm going to have to cut anymore because I'm going to roast this, I'm pretty sure. So I'll be right back. Okay, now to get that backbone off, you just have to pull it and break that. Okay. A lot of this is still kind of frozen inside. It's got your stuff in it, but you can pop that apart. I think I'll get in the sink to do that. I'll be back. Okay, Mr. Tom has just fell apart. I just took him from apart. Look at that humongous breast that turkey had on it in the back. And I'm going to take the giblets out because it's not going to be Thanksgiving dinner where I make the giblet gravy, so I'm going to take them out and then I'm going to decide what we're going to do tonight with this because me and Mama's got to eat. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to debone this, certain pieces of this, and get it as close as I can to the bone. Because I can always put this so I don't waste. I can put it into my pot. And you can get the rest of the meat off of the bone that way. Like a turkey stew or something. So see, that's boneless right there. So we'll do I'm no expert at none of this. I just do the way I think it should be done. Not that there's any rhyme or reason. I never was one to follow others very much. But I do what I think works best for us. So there's two. We got the skin on them. And on these legs, I'm not sure. I think if I cut down, I want enough meat to where, you know, turkeys has the little cartilages and bone or certain things that chickens don't really have a lot of. It's all similar. It's all similar. So that's quite a bit of meat right there. I'll do this one more just so I'll have a little more to do with. I mean, everybody thinks you buy this turkey at such a low price, and everybody thinks, oh, that turkey, I'm just going to buy one for Thanksgiving. Well, if you realize, some of them are so darn inexpensive that you could put these in your freezer, and there's a myriad of things that you can do with a bird, you know, literally. Now I could sit here and just cut and pull and all that, but I'm not going to, because it's not that important. And one thing I will do, let me see how. Well, I might could fry that with that on there, boil it, or whatever I decide to do. Might be better if I just leave the skin on there to give it some flavor, and it's not too bad a grease, you know. All right, what we'll do then, let's just y'all agree, we'll just fry it. Let's just fry it. Let's just fry it. Let me get my skillet on. and get some olive oil in it. I ought to put a little more olive in that. You know, when I've been going to the Dallas Fair and everywhere all over the years, different fairs, that fried turkey was always so good, you know. But I've never made it at home that I know of. So, we're going to try it, aren't we? Let me get my bread bowl and put some flour in my bread bowl. Let me go ahead and get my bread bowl. I'll set the bread bowl here. Now then, let me get our, I don't want a bunch of flour. Let me get the bay leaves out of the way. I just want enough to coat that lightly. Just lightly. Let's try using just a little bit of cornmeal too. If we have any of that left over, we can make cornbread out of it. I've been hankering for some cornbread, but I've made so many videos. I could just make it, yes, but I like to do everything. I got to get my apron, y'all. Okay. Today we'll do burgundy apron. Burgundy apron. Burgundy. Well, them cast irons get hot pretty quick, you know. You know what I had forgot that I did have, I'll show you, is, y'all remember a few weeks ago I made that okra and potato and onion with meal. I forgot I'd put this up here, right here in the front, in the freezer with the yellow squash. So I need to fry that. But let me get the turkey. Let me get this situated. Okay, I'm going to put a hefty teaspoon of salt into that batter. I'm going to put about a teaspoon and a half of, move this over so I can show you what I'm doing. Alright, I'm going to put a teaspoon of cornstarch in it. That just makes it a little lighter. And let's do about a teaspoon of baking powder. Teaspoon of coriander. There's coriander. Let's see, where is our? Okay, then we'll put a teaspoon of dill weed. We'll mix that around. All that you could use in your cornbread and it wouldn't make a bit of difference. So now what we'll do is we just put our pieces of turkey in here just like you're doing if it's a piece of chicken or a steak or messy. Oh my Lord, look at there. I told you I messed today. I'm kind of tired today. I'll get it cleaned up, fellas. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay, you want that pretty well coated, y'all. Pretty well coated. Kind of tuck it under if you can. Let me see. Touch it. I bet y'all never thought about doing it this way, did you? Well, you leave it up to Bitty Jean and you'll find out a few things. Oh, we'll learn together. See, now I've got 2 more small pieces and I've got room for maybe 2 small pieces. Kind of rub that into that, because that gets it down into them grooves if you rub your, yeah. That stove's a mess. It's got 2 little bitty pieces, 3 little bitty pieces. Don't waste it. Don't you waste that. That's 2 there and 1 there. Look at that messy mess. I'll get it cleaned up better as well. I want to watch my Mr. Tom. We want to watch Mr. Tom, so he don't get too frisky in that pan like he did in the freezer, scratching and making all that noise to get out of there. Now look where he ended up. Now look where you ended up, Tom. Look where you ended up. We'll turn these just once for right now. Remember, I like to get it kind of turned at least once so I know what I'm doing here. Okay, we've got them turned. At least once. I'm going to turn the fire up a little more. And I'll put the lid on it. Then I'll be back. I use my Harbor Freight towels. That's why they look so bad. I bleach them, but I use them for my lid. See, that's getting nice and golden brown now. Soft, very tender. Kind of big piece. See how pretty that's turning out? Very lovely. Make sure all of our little pieces are turned. Now put a lid back on there. Cook some more. Cook some more. You need to keep checking that so that you're using an iron skillet. You know, it'll burn in just a minute. Now this meal, if you can't eat red meat, it's a lot healthier than lard and red meat steaks. Similar to chicken. So we've got fried turkey, and we'll make a gravy to go with it, a white gravy. And I also decided, well, I think I'll make a deal of green beans because we always like green beans. And let's use one of our peppers that I washed. And matter of fact, I think I'll use, no, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to use one in the gravy of the jalapenos, and I'm going to use one in the green beans. So, that'll be some good flavor without the hotness. I love these little popper peppers. I just like them. Okay, we'll put so much of that in our green bean pan. And then I'll set this over there for our gravy pan. And let me get this cleaned up. So I'm going to turn this burner on here. And I'm going to put just a little bit of olive oil in it. Put a little olive oil in with the peppers. About a teaspoon of salt. Teaspoon of pepper. Getting low on pepper, y'all. And we'll just saute that just a little bit. This, I'm pretty sure, is just about done, so I don't really want to turn that off because I got to make the gravy. So I'll tell you what, I'll just turn it on really low. Really, really low. Then I don't have to reheat my... let me just set this pan over here just since it's already hot, and I can show you quicker what I'm doing. Go ahead and turn that back up. Now see, I'm just sauteing those pepper and might as well put a little onion, huh? Y'all want to put a little onion? We go to my trusty, you know what, chopped onion. Squeeze it a little bit. Put about a quarter cup. We'll just saute that. That'll give it some added, let me get that going. I've got to let the cat out. My family, a lot of them, they have animals, but Mom and I just have the cats since a little bit. There's a video on there. He passed away right after she broke her hip and come home. And he was an old Chihuahua. I think he was like 20-something years old, and she had him and babied him, and he died right there in her arms. And next day I said, Jesus, please let Mama get home before something happens to a little bit, because she won't be able to take it. And so she was here that night, and the next day she passed away in her arms. So I was happy, even though she still misses him terribly. Okay, remember I just put this whole can with the juice into the pot. We want that to cook down, you know, till there's hardly any juice left. You want to boil that down so it'll be like fresh garden grain beans. And that's the way to do it. Just let that boil, boil, boil. So now I'm going to move it back over here onto this one. And I will watch that now. We'll watch that get to boiling down. Let me turn this one down. We'll get this all orchestrated here. I hope y'all are having a wonderful week. We try to every day, and Mother is, she does well, like I've said many times on here at 92, but yesterday she kind of scared me. She said, I think my heart's hurt, or my chest is hurting. And I said, well, let me get a hold of somebody. And she said, no, I don't want to go to the hospital. And I said, well, if it gets any worse, I don't usually wait, but I thought maybe it could be indigestion, and I think it probably was, because she's never had any kind of heart trouble. Okay, now we've got that. Let me get this arthritis. I can hardly. Sometimes I can't. I just cannot. This is the Blue Danube dishes. Love this pattern. I don't have a lot of it. Let me get my Harbor Freight lid pan. lid rag. Okay, let's turn that one more time. Look at that. Now y'all, that is some beautiful stuff. Can y'all tell from that video? Oh, I wish you could smell it. Like I told you, this is my first time of doing this, because I wanted to do something. Okay, what I'm going to do is, I think it's done. I think it's done. But if it's not, then you know my solution is to put it in the microwave for about, probably 3 minutes. It just depends. You just have to check it, but messy mess. But if you do that, then you can, that's done. You can tell by how it's just done. I know it's done. So let's set that over there. Let me get my messy mess cleaned up here. Let me turn that grease. But what I want to do is I want to scrape this. Scrape this for those little, as Brenda Gant says, goodies. Those goodies, and they are. I'll get all the goodies off. There's nothing like good biscuits or even a light bread and gravy and a green onion out of the garden and a radish. And today it would be with a piece of fried turkey. Can y'all believe that? Maybe y'all have done fried turkey all your life, but we had beef. We didn't we had turkey at Thanksgiving. We didn't do a lot of that. But today we are, aren't we? Hey, let me get some flour. Flour. I'm about running out of flour, y'all. I'll have to re-up it. I'm going to save the cornmeal and flour that I used. I'm going to save that for my cornbread. I'll make some cornbread tomorrow, the next day. Now get this up on high, y'all, and get that flour cooked. You got to cook that, it'll be lumpy. You got to not put too much or it'll be lumpy. You want it just to soak up that grease and brown. See there? See how that grease is subsided? It's cooking in the flour, so you know. Oh, put a little salt to taste. I put about a half teaspoon probably, and pepper if I can get a little bit out of there. Go ahead and mix that around. Okay, let me turn that down. Let me get some milk. I gotta hurry. You have to kind of hurry. Let me get the lid off, the top off. Okay. That's enough. Mama and I don't need a bunch of gravy. Just keep stirring with your fork. Try to get those lumps kind of. And it'll finally turn it back up on high because you want to get that hot so it starts getting thick and getting all those lumps out. Nothing better than a black iron skillet for gravy. Now here, see I'm stirring with two hands. Here's our beans are cooking and our gravy are cooking. See how that's getting glossy. It gets glossy and you don't see anything but the goodies. You don't see lumps. See how that's getting thick. Let me move that off the burner and turn that off. See how it's starting to bubble? I need some water. Get some hot water. Put a little too much flour in there, but just add water. And sit there and just let it cook. Mix it in. That's going to make a lot more gravy, but you have to do it. If you get too much flour, it'll be too thick and you won't like it. See how now good, that's good gravy there. Smells good. Okay. Now we'll move our white gravy off. Continue to stir it because now that's some pretty gravy, y'all. That's some nice gravy. Okay. Get the milk back in the ice box. And I'll tell you what, let's just move our beans over here. Now I forgot to put my jalapeno in the gravy. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll do it right now. Just now I realized it. That's okay though. Will not hurt it one bit. You'll still get the gist of it, but that's still a cooking, so that'll steam that jalapeno on down. There we go. Now just let it marinate in that gravy. And you'll be surprised the flavor, the difference. Let's move that. See, we want that to just keep boiling down. So, now this one, okay, that's probably cooked. Yeah, even though the burner's still hot. Yeah, those peppers have, they have kind of shriveled a little bit, so you can tell that they are, okay, that's good there. Okay, Okay, this is going to just have to boil down till we get, we'll just let it boil like that. I just keep it on as much as high. I want it to boil on.